this is going to hurt. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Gita Marie and this is another impact analysis video where we are going to deep dive into a specific material, issue, phenomenon, and today it's nail polish. When I started my zero waste journey almost 10 years ago, I already hadn't worn nail polish for about 2 years. I remember getting a really ugly yellow stain on my nail after wearing nail polish constantly throughout the summer in high school, and then I just didn't touch the stuff again. Until recently. 3 years ago, my friends and I got manicures together and it unlocked something in me. Since then, I've gotten my nails done 8-10 times. I've gone for a UV hardening gel polish so I could keep my natural nail length and not worry about them breaking. From there, nails quickly became another way of me to express myself and to show my style, as it is with many people. Currently, however, I am taking a break. I went back and forth and had a lot of internal discussions with myself as to if I should start wearing nail polish again, even as a zero waster. I thought like, okay, it's okay to do a couple of times a year. It's fine, but I don't know, I might have to rethink it after this video. I have a lot that I want to take you guys through, so hang on because this is a wild ride. Let's get started. And I think a pretty good place to start is with what nail polish is even made of. I will try to not get too technical here. I'm also not an expert, so this is just from my general understanding. But nail polish is especially so. Air drying nail polishes are made from film forming agents, resins, plasticizers, and synthetic pigments and mica. Air drying nail polish consists of a polymer known as nitrocellulose, which is dissolved in a solvent like ethyl acetate. It's a chemical reaction that depends on evaporation, so some material in the product is evaporating while other materials are left behind, forming the nail polish we know. UV drying nail polishes, on the other hand, are based on acrylic gels, and the ingredients are slightly different from air drying polishes, and generally they tend to be a little bit heavier on the harsh chemicals like HEMA. Acrylic nail application leads to exposure to nail dust and acrylic polymers such as MMA and EMA. A question that I've asked myself many times, and a question I've seen asked many times on this platform as well, is if nail polish is a type of plastic. So let's talk about it. One of the main ingredients and makeups of nail polish is synthetic polymers and resins, which means that broadly and simply speaking, nail polish is a type of disposable single-use plastic. Because once the ingredients are mixed and dried, there's no way of separating them again. So you can't really reuse the materials and ingredients in the nail polish bottle. This means that nail polish is a constant source of microplastic pollution, because even the best nail polishes tend to chip. So every single nail polish chip consists of ingredients that will take centuries to break down. I know this sounds a tad dramatic, so let's just add some nuance here, because I think it's important to remember that nail polish is by no means necessarily the biggest source of microplastic. Not even close. Synthetic clothes and car tires, among others, are by far the biggest sources of microplastic to date. Synthetic clothes make up 50 to 75% of microplastic pollution because of polyester clothes specifically, and car tires make up 10 to 20% of microplastic pollution. Nail polish ingredients and chips from nail polish would fall under the personal care product category when it comes to microplastic pollution, and that makes up less than 1%. Does that mean that we shouldn't care? I don't think so, but it does mean that we should proportionately care. And it also means that a lot of the people that are criticizing someone from wearing nail polish from polluting the environment with microplastic might have to look in their closet. Because if I see a single polyester shirt in there, you're done, you're toast. Anyway, I don't know how that turned into a thread so suddenly. But we are by no means done with the impact of nail polish. Because I guess the million-dollar question is if nail polish is toxic to the environment. Basically, all studies on this issue acknowledge the glaring lack of regulation and data. So there really isn't a big enough overview to say specifically what the impact is when it comes to how nail polish affect the environment. But there is a pretty good consensus that something is happening. And this is due to several factors from manufacturing to the user phase, but one specific thing that's important here is improper disposal. Empty or used nail polish containers should be turned in as hazardous waste, and when they aren't, they end up in the drain or with general waste, which globally means that they end up in landfill if it isn't incinerated. And this can have a dangerous environmental impact on water and soil qualities due to chemical contamination, because what ends up in landfill also ends up in the environment. There's no effective way of separating our piles of garbage from nature because we put our piles of garbage in nature. This study tested nail polish and its effects on aquatic life and found that the highest concentrations of nail polish extracts induced significant lethal and sublethal effects on zebrafish in early stages of life. But everything is a chemical, so what's the difference? Don't get me wrong, there is absolutely no one that hates the chemical-free marketing strategies more than I do. I feel like, honestly, I get dumber and dumber every time I see someone advertise a product as chemical-free, because there is no such thing as chemical-free. The entire world consists of chemical reactions. So chemical-free is nonsense. But what is typically meant by this is a product is not chemical-free per se, but it's free from harsh chemicals. However, that is also imprecise greenwashing that really carries no meaning. Now, does this mean that there aren't any chemicals to avoid? No, there are thousands of chemicals to avoid, literally thousands. It's just to illustrate that sometimes companies get away with saying things like non-toxic and chemical-free, which sort of assures consumers that the product is safe and good to use and with no real negative impact. It costs nothing to say that a product is chemical-free. It is not a real certification or a real third-party approved label. In many cases, they just keep doing what they have always done and consumers feel better about it without really knowing what they're using. And I feel like when it comes to nail polish, labels like chemical-free is especially important to talk about because it's meant to calm us down and assure us that the products we're using are safe when they might not be. And to this, I would also like to say that I think it is monumentally important to stay clear of products from unregulated retailers. Buying cosmetics, and especially so things you put on your eye and on your skin, and nail polish from Temu, Shein, Amazon, Wish, whatever, any kind of unregulated retailer, I think we should stay 100% clear from. It is so vastly untransparent and we have no clue what we're using. And I think it's worth mentioning that the US has no pre-market approval phase for nail polish products except for color additives, and fewer than a dozen chemicals are banned in cosmetics, as per the 1938 federal regulation. In the European Union, more than 1,600 chemicals and ingredients are banned. US researchers report that 1 in 8 of the 82,000 ingredients used in personal care products are industrial chemicals, like carcinogens, pesticides, reproductive toxins, and hormone disruptors. But leaving behind the all chemicals are bad bandwagon, let's look at some of the chemicals that are in fact terrible. First of all, we have the toxic trio. The ingredients toluene, DBP, and formaldehyde have been used for decades because of their color enhancing as well as durable qualities. However, despite of their performance, the exposures to the toxic trio are reported to cause issues with our central nervous system, respiratory irritation, and reproductive problems. Another bundle of chemicals that can be really handy to know about is the dirty dozen, which I also mentioned in my impact analysis on perfume and cosmetics. David Suzuki Foundation surveyed Canadians to see how many of the dirty dozen ingredients appeared in their cosmetics, and their findings showed that 80% of entered products contained at least one of these toxic chemicals. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce and list these out, so take a screenshot of these because it can be really handy to know. I keep a list of these in my phone if I ever so need to look something up. Transparency is by far the biggest issue in the nail polish industry. There are so many certificates and labels and small seals of approval, official as well as unofficial, and it's meant to make consumers' lives easier. It's meant to make it easier for us to make an informed decision. But in my opinion, it tends to have the complete opposite effect. Anyway, let's have a look at some of the ones that I think is very important to know. If you see a number and free, it means that that type of product is free from these types of chemicals. And we have a sort of list to go through here. We have the 3 free, don't say that many times, the 5 free, the 7 free, 10 free, 15 free, 17 free. So the higher the number, the better the product. Ideally, that's sort of the plan. The 3 free, I don't want to say that anymore. I don't want to say it. The 3 free label means that a product is free from the toxic trio. And then the list goes on. And I don't want to rain on anyone's parade. This is a great start. However, there are so many transparency issues in this industry that consumers can never be truly sure of what they're buying. And in many cases, the labels are not always accurate. California Department of Toxic Substances Control found in 2012 that 5 out of 7 3-free nail polishes they tested actually still contained one of the toxic trio. When brands use words like organic or safe or natural, chemical-free and non-toxic, we take that as reassurance that these products are safer to use, but the reality is that there is no way of knowing if that is accurate. And there are 2 other things to consider here as well. 2 things that are not going to make us feel any better about nail polish, that's for sure. Brands, and that includes beauty brands and nail polish brands, tend to remove certain types of chemicals and ingredients when they are specifically so scrutinized publicly and in media and generally just exposed to consumers' attention more. But what often happens is that they will advertise that this product does no longer contain this dangerous chemical, but is often replaced with a potentially equally damaging or dangerous chemical that is just under a lot less scrutiny currently. And this is probably the most important thing, but you have no idea what's in your nail polish, not even when there is an ingredients list on the back of the packaging, because they are actually not obligated to give the accurate information on that. And a lot of nail brands do not even give an ingredient list. And if they do give one, it doesn't have to be accurate, which doesn't make any sense. There are loads of harsh chemicals like phthalates that do not have to be disclosed on the packaging or in the ingredients list because they fall under a trade secret clause. So the brands do not actually have to tell you what ingredients they're using. If that does not freak you out, I don't know what to do. It is so intensely terrifying that not consumers, nor legislators, nor the brands, nor researchers really have any clue what's happening inside that tiny bottle. I mean, the brand might know, but they also might not if they're outsourcing the production of this nail polish to a third, fourth, seventh party. That supply chain is then so opaque and untransparent that they also might not know what specific chemicals are used in their products. This is based on a trust me bro basis, and I do not like that one bit. And this study from the Danish think tank Think examined 70 types of gel polish products purchased in Denmark as well as outside the EU on Amazon and Shein. And the study found that 29 out of the 70 gel polishes with ingredients list contain substances that are only for professional use. This means that these are prohibited in consumer products under the assumption that professionals do not actually use them on the skin and that they don't touch the skin in a professional setting. They also found that 15 out of the 70 gel polishes have errors in the ingredients list or no ingredients list at all. And they found that 26 out of the 70 gel polishes are without professional ingredients but still contain substances that can cause lifelong allergy when the gel is not cured correctly. And this is not an isolated incident, because in an interview with Reuters, the lead author of this study said this about the transparency issues with nail polish. It's a chemical whack-a-mole. She also said that this is especially important for nail salon workers because some of these toxins are linked directly to complications with fertility, thyroid issues, obesity, and cancer. The study measured the concentrations of 22 plasticizers in 40 nail polish samples to compare the label to actual ingredients. Among the samples were 11 different X number 3 to 17, the free label, ranging from 3 to 13 All of these samples included significant levels of at least one plasticizer, and one contained at least 5 of the 22 ingredients studied. However, the study also found that from 5 to 17 the concentrations of these chemicals were significantly lower. That's something. TPHP, which is used as a plasticizer and is also used as a flame retardant in a number of consumer products, was found in 40% of the samples. And it was detected that 12 out of the 27 products did not have an ingredient list. I don't think anyone knows what nail polish is made of at this point. Overall, the study also found that how labels are interpreted and used is different for different brands, which completely defeats the purpose of a specific across different brands label. And the study also found, no, I will literally never let this go, that ingredient exclusions are not validated by a third party in many cases. So the thing they say when they say this is free from X, Y, and Z, it's once again a trust me bro basis. So what's really important to know as a consumer here is that even pretty official sounding free from labels mean different things to different companies. Sort of like clothing sizes vary from company to company, how they interpret certain seals and labels also differ, which is extremely confusing. Now, I think one of the most important questions here is that what can consumers do? There is one obvious solution here, and it's to not wear nail polish, or to at least reduce the consumption and wear of nail polish as much as possible. That's one way to go about it, and it's pretty effective. If you still want to wear nail polish, there are also ways of being smarter with your consumption of it. Knowing about the dirty dozen, the toxic trio, and what these kind of free from labels mean is a really good start, but also knowing that it's not entirely accurate is even better. I think it's really important as consumers that we are also aware of greenwashing. So if someone says that something is chemical free, non-toxic, all this kind of jazz, It's a good idea to approach these type of companies and brands and products with a certain level of skepticism if you're not running the complete other direction. I would also recommend using a certified, qualified nail technician with proper ventilation so the salon workers are kept safer and that you are also kept safer. Every single recommendations list and guideline I have seen have also recommended consumers to not buy from untransparent, unregulated sources and retailers like Amazon retailers, Temu, Shein, that kind of stuff. I also see a lot of recommendations for not curing your own gel polishes, because if you're using the different kind of curing device with a different kind of nail polish, you might end up not curing it correctly, and that can result in some serious allergic reactions that you will for the rest of your life be dealing with. And if you use nail polish products at home, make sure to dispose of them and of the packaging in a proper way. It goes to hazardous household waste, not in the bin with the general waste. Make sure you don't get any of the nail polish products on your skin. Only apply it or have it applied on your nails specifically. Don't inhale the fumes and don't bite your nails if you have nail polish products on your hands. Okay, it's impossible to 100% avoid absorbing some of the toxins from the nail polish products, but by doing some of this, you can limit your exposure to it. The Danish Environmental Agency published a survey and safety assessment that, among other things, recommends that if your nail is damaged, do not add nail hardeners or any kind of nail polish product, as it can then get in touch with the skin and tissue underneath your nail, and that can also cause allergenic reactions. Allergies that you might never get rid of. With all this, is there even better nail polish brands? Now, I'm not going to sit here and vouch for any specific nail polish product. As you have seen in this video, it's basically impossible to do that, and I don't want that kind of responsibility. But I will leave a list here of different kinds of brands that are somewhat doing something that is at least better, because I'm a glass half full kind of girl, because I know there are worse options than others, which means that there must be better options as well, and I think there is. As a conclusion, it's not known how much of these chemicals are released from nail polishes, nor are the quantities of the chemicals present in nature known. We simply do not know the extent of the problem. What we have done so far is take the ingredients from nail polish and see how flora and fauna react to them, and results of these studies are cause for concern, but they don't necessarily represent or provide an accurate image of how nail polish reacts in the environment in reality. There's also no way that scientists can account for the effects caused by bioaccumulation. This is the unpredictable effect of nail polish derived chemicals reacting to, for instance, detergent derived chemicals in nature, in our environment, in our aquatic systems. Bioaccumulation can cause a number of unforeseen reactions, so the best way to handle nail polish and its container is by disposing of it properly and avoiding getting products into the environment. To turn my gaze inwards for a while, I have, throughout the research of this video, been thinking a lot about whether or not I will ever go back to wearing nail polish. Now that I just got started and was psyched about it, I have to ruin things for myself, but that is my job and I'm happy to do it. I don't think I'm surprised by the lack of transparency in this industry, but what I am surprised by is the extent. There's really no way where we can guarantee that we are not exposing ourselves and the environment to toxic chemicals. Is that a deal breaker? I think it just might be. Which sucks, but that's what this impact series is for. I think a really good idea is reducing the consumption of products like this so we use them as minimally as possible. That being said, for a special event or a wedding or something of the sort, I might look into what kind of nail salons and products are available in my local area and see if I can find something that is just a tad bit better and wear it for a special occasion. But for everyday life, I think I'm out, but I would love to hear what you guys think. So leave your thoughts in the comments down below and share with the group. If you have any specific recommendations, we would also very much so love to hear them. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. That would make my day. You can find all kinds of sustainability content on this channel, not only impact analysis deep dives, but also more practical, what I eat in a day and what I do, and zero waste, and like we're having a ton of fun over here. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have an amazing day, and I will see you guys next time. Take really good care of yourselves. Until then, bye. Thank you so much for watching this video, and also a special thank you to my Patreon supporters. You guys help me create green, zero waste content, and I love you guys. You can find the links to my social media accounts down below and the link to my Patreon on this screen. Bye!